First-person open-world games are kind of rare, especially when you consider how many open-world games come out every year. These three games are probably the best, or at least the most popular ones to come out in the last few years. Let's compare them in different areas to find out which game is better. Fallout 4 is set in the Commonwealth. The world here is filled with dangerous creatures, interesting people, and of course loot. Bethesda games are known to have really well done side quests, and Fallout 4 is no exception. The map is littered with funny, sometimes bizarre, but almost always engaging side quests. Exploration is just always fun. You never know what or who you're gonna run into. This brings a level of excitement to exploration that very few open world games have. Cyberpunk 2077 is set in Night City, a dense, dangerous, multi-level city that always has something going on. The map isn't huge when compared to other modern games, but it offers verticality that makes the map feel bigger. So even if on paper it might seem relatively small, it's definitely not. When the game is running on a powerful system and turn the NPC slider all the way up, it feels like a living, breathing world, no less than an actual city. In that state, it's one of the most immersive game worlds ever created, when everything is looking and running like it's supposed to. Walking around on a rainy night showcases how good the game looks. Lights bouncing off everywhere, solid looking textures. The game is breathtaking to say the least. Far Cry 6 is set in the island of Yara, a tropical island inspired from real-life Cuba. The series has gone back to the good old days. A Far Cry game that came out about 10 years ago was also set in a tropical island. It was the game that put the series on the map for many. Far Cry 3 and Far Cry 6 are very similar, from brilliant, terrifying villains to exotic animals to just the way they feel. If you don't mind the clear similarities, Ubisoft did play it safe, but the world is great. Exploration isn't as unpredictable as Fallout 4 or even Cyberpunk. You know exactly what you're going to get. Outpost liberations in every corner, some fun distractions, cool locations, and some animals. But it works. It's not surprising. I mean, this model has been tweaked and improved for an entire decade. These are first-person shooters, so they better be good at first-person shooting. Fallout 4 has a powerful combat system. Well, except it doesn't. Anytime you're forced into combat, you let out a sigh. Because it's not hard, it's not fun, and it's no good. VATS, or the Vault-Tec Assisted Targeting System, is satisfying for the first few hours, but after that, it's pretty much a godsend because it ends boring combat sections quickly. It gets even better when you get indoors. Because of the awful camera angles, you won't see or experience much of the combat, so there's that. Cyberpunk has problem after problem after problem after problem. One thing that isn't a problem is combat. For developers who near mastered the art of storytelling in a fantasy RPG no less, you would expect them to nail the story part. But nope. Gunplay, which is an area where they have no experience in, they have excelled. You'll feel like you're playing an actual FPS game, like a great Battlefield or great Call of Duty, if it exists. Guns feel heavy and powerful. Firing is super satisfying. It's also fast-paced, but in a great way. I think it's because everything works. I'm not talking about bugs or glitches, but the actual gameplay elements themselves. Far Cry games have never had a problem with gameplay. In fact, Ubisoft games in general are really good at it. You have a good number of options when it comes down to weapons, ranging from brutal to silly. There's almost no chance of it getting stale. Make no mistake, the mission design will get stale very quickly, but not the actual gameplay. Especially if you're creative enough, you could actually 100% the game. If I had to pick one, I'd go with Far Cry 6, but if you have played every Far Cry, this one might wear you down very fast. It's the better game in my eyes, superior gameplay, exploration is fun even though there isn't a lot of diversity, and of course a beautiful game world are the reasons for Far Cry 6's win. Well, we have come to an end for today. Make sure to subscribe if you enjoyed this one. Chances are you'll enjoy most things that are already on the channel and also future uploads. Like, dislike, comment, share and all that. Thanks for watching and have a great day wherever you are.